Okay, well, here we are back again with the second Eternal Shetani. I can't say your name right. Shetani, right? Sh-
Shetani. It was Eternal Shetani, but that was my old Instagram name. Now it's Shetani XO.
okay, what made you want to cut the Eternal off?
It was Shetani XO. That was my original username, but my old account got deleted, and I couldn't. Well, I got hacked, and
Oh,
then I couldn't get my old and then that account got deleted, and I just had this other account. That was my backup account, and
okay.
then when I okay, I'm taking my shit back. So
Yeah,
thankfully, I was able.
yeah, because I was wondering, because like your whole, at one point, I was like, your Instagram looks amazing. All the stuff that you got up on there, like it's all like fits in one theme, and then everything just kind of disappeared. So I was like, wonder what made him want to take everything down. But that was your old account that got taken down.
Yeah, I had like nearly like I was just approaching like 3K. Everything was doing good. Posts were hitting like 4 to 500. Like I was starting to do good, and all of a sudden, one day I just woke up and I was like logged out, and I was like, "What?" And then I'm just like I'm frantically trying to get back in, and then yeah, nah, it was a dead mission, but
Yeah, that's
yeah,
a little bit.
thankfully somewhat rebuild.
Yeah. You any idea like how that happened? You think it's like some sort of weird like SoundCloud connected thing or just some crazy hater who was just like, no, I got to take Shetani down, like, or
I mean, it could be either one. It could be like a crazy ex that somehow still remembers my password. Like,
oh
it
yeah.
could be a few things. I just remember waking up after a show, and then like I just looked at my phone and I was like, "Oh, that's weird." And I tried to sign in, and it kept saying I had the wrong password. And I went on an old account, another account I have, and I looked up my old page, but like whoever it was, like kept my username, but they like added something to it. They like and changed the password and
Oh,
changed the email associated with it.
man.
So yeah, I was fucked, but.
Somebody just wanted that original Instagram name, I guess. Have you ever had anything crazy happen like somebody just gets into your like email and like leaks like have you ever had songs leak or anything like that? I've seen that happen in the underground recently and it's so weird like
Thankfully not. I don't think I'm big enough for people to be like, yeah, we gotta leak this new unheard Shetani. Like I do have some songs that would be cool if they got leaked. Like I think fans would like really fuck with because I got songs of people like that they probably wouldn't like expect, but thankfully not yet. So
yeah,
we're good.
it's almost a good promotional technique. I feel like just be like leak, and then people be like, "What? This got really like who's leaking his shit?" You know?
Uh, a lot of these leaks online, like depending on the artist, like well, I mean, some of these more famous artists, like the leaks themselves are going for like down payments on houses. Like
Yeah,
it's gonna they go for.
that's crazy. But I've even seen like super small artists recently where I just been like they just been popping up on my recommended, and it's like leak. It's like just people who probably got like 1,000 followers on SoundCloud. It's like, damn, who's the people who just leaking anything they can? I guess. Like,
There you go. I'm at 500. I'm at 510 actually. So
yeah.
I'm close to leaker status.
How much do you really care about like SoundCloud compared to like Spotify? Because I feel like a lot of people nowadays don't really care as much about SoundCloud. But then I talk to some people and they're like, oh no, SoundCloud is still the be all like end all. That's all I care about.
And I was kind of like a SoundCloud purist for a minute, but like honestly, like the app just kind of sucks now. Like it's hard to admit, but like it's just not what it was before. The algorithm is trash. Even if you have like Next Pro and it's like that's designed to like help push you out to other people, like it just doesn't.
Yeah,
It
no.
is. There was a little bit where it was helping me out a lot, but and like because you can like see like in your insights like where it's all coming from, but yeah, now it just sucks. And like most people who I know who can easily touch like several K to like 10K whatever are only get like maybe a couple hundred on SoundCloud at most now. It's
Yeah,
just dumb.
and
Terrible algorithm.
I don't think it's even. I've heard before too was like because you know how a lot of people like nowadays like to bot their fucking plays and everything. I don't even know if you can do that on SoundCloud because you see a lot of these guys. The way to tell is that they'll have like big numbers on Spotify, but their SoundCloud won't show the plays because it's either
Yeah.
that, yeah, you know what I mean.
No, if their play is hidden, I know something's wrong. It's either they're doing something they're not supposed to do, or they're just really embarrassed.
Yeah,
It's like those two things that it could be.
but it is possible that maybe just like when they put something out on Spotify, it actually gets in the algorithm and then they just drop. Because to me, SoundCloud's like something you link in a YouTube like bio. It's like, here's the music video if you want to go check out. It's almost like downloading an MP3 back in the day. It's like, yeah, if you like the song, download it. But it, like, I look at my recommendations on there. It's like this. It's like I'm listening to Zilla Kami, and it's like, you might like Eneli Choppa. It's like, no, I don't think those correlate. But
Yeah. No, I know some people who actually do upload on SoundCloud as like a secondary,
mm,
but honestly, like, because I've been talking to you did an interview with him. Tone just died
mm.
from Arizona. Hanging out with him in Arizona a few weeks ago, and he's giving me a lot of like really helpful advice that he's gotten from a bigger artist in the scene, and then now it's past
Zarkon.
now. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And Zarkon told him some shit, about how a lot of this shit like really works because he's been big for a minute. He's been doing this shit for a minute. He's not like famous, but like he can live off this shit.
He's pretty
He's
big.
good. He
Yeah, yeah.
does his show. Like he does his thing.
Mm.
He Tone the advice, and Tone really fucks with me, especially since I went out there, hung out with him, went to a show with him, and all of them. I met all those Arizona dudes. They're all cool as fuck. But yeah, he kind of gave me a bunch of advice, and like, even to this day, like he'll tell me some shit, and I'm like, damn, I should have thought about that, or I should have thought about this more, and yeah, because now my shit's starting to go more up. So,
Yeah, because
but yeah,
when we talked last, you're like one of the rare artists I've spoken to that's been like, I actually can make this work. Like I go and do shows and like it pretty well completely makes it so like it pays your bills. Whereas like a lot of artists I talk to, they're like, I don't know how people do that. I'm like, I don't know because like I feel like it's got to be shows because I'm not sure exactly how SoundCloud really operates with payouts, but I know YouTube is like it can be good, but it's never the numbers never look the same as like the amount of money you would think a person would make.
SoundCloud payouts are apparently terrible. I'm on like the SoundCloud like Reddit itself, and people are always bitching and complaining like, "Oh, it's been 3 months since I got paid."
Yeah.
Like I don't even bother with it. But yeah, a lot of it for me is shows for sure. Like I don't get paid from like every show, but that's just because like I like to because I travel around a lot and like I travel around a lot, but I also like to help out the people who are getting me out there and getting me more fans, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Like, like when I do a show in Indiana, that's where I live right now. Actually, I just moved again. In Indianapolis, like they treat me like I'm from there, so like I just want to go have fun. I don't give a fuck about the pay half the time because
Hmm.
I'm gonna have a big good show. Like
Yeah.
you could even recent two posts. Those were from the same show, and that was a benefit show too. So I mean, I wasn't gonna get paid anyway, but we benefited. We did a benefit show and donated all that money to Haiti, so because
Oh,
they got
that's
a bunch of
cool.
crazy.
Yeah. How do you find like the live performances now? Because I've heard like, especially in Arizona, some people I talk to from there are like, man, it sucks. Like people won't get off the wall. It's these new kids that come out to shows. They don't want to. And then some of them are telling me like, nah, everybody like there could be 10 people, but all 10 of those people are turning up and just like going crazy.
Depends on the show, honestly. Like it's not always like amazing, but it's never bad. Like
Hmm.
it's never bad. Like I think I could say I had one show where I'm like, okay, well that was like super early on, so I almost don't even count it. But like nowadays that I'm like more established, like I definitely get like a lot more love. It's a matter of like if people are standing on the walls, they don't know you. Like
Hmm.
they just don't know you yet. So even if they do that the next show and you have a couple people going crazy for you, the next show you're gonna have even more people going crazy. That's why like for me like I go to a lot of areas, but you'll mostly see me in Detroit, Chicago, or Indianapolis, like the Midwest,
Hmm.
because I've been there so many times because I live out in the Midwest. So like now like I actually get like a nice like little crowd, which is super dope.
Yeah, people come out actually to see you. That's got to be awesome. But it's like I do kind of understand that it's like if they don't know every word to the song, they might be kind of like, man, I don't know how to
Yeah, they
fully.
might just but like especially if like with this kind of music like that I make and like the trap metal shit like that, like
Hmm.
most people like are normies in real life, so they don't actually want to get down.
Mhm.
So like sometimes it's just harder for them to like want to, but it just depends on who you are and if you can bring that energy out of them. Like at my last Detroit show, or it wasn't Detroit, it was Ypsilanti. It's kind of close to Detroit, but yeah, when I was out there last, shit, we were going so crazy. Someone like I saw this, grabbed their friend and like threw them like in the middle of it, but dude fell into the wall and broke it.
Holy
Like
fuck!
there's a
Yeah.
a picture of that on my Instagram too. Like I got and no, there's a video of it too. Yeah, I didn't realize I having that video before, but yeah, there's a picture and a video of when it happened. So I did like a hardcore song, and yeah, it's just a matter of if you can bring it out of them and if they know you. But it's more so about consistency too.
Hmm. So as soon as that happened, where you're like, "That's awesome," or you're like, "Oh crap," maybe like you're thinking like, "Do I have to pay the damages?" Or are you like,
Well, thankfully, the dude who runs that venue, that's my I'm gonna say his name so you don't think I'm hating. I'm Scum45 from Coffin Club. I'm a member of Coffin Club. Got a show. I got a fucking coffin tattooed on me now.
yeah,
I've been initiated in the gang. I'm gonna give this a here. Yeah, I've been initiated, but
I think I know
he.
him, yeah, or heard of him at least.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. You probably have. I have a song with him too. So he's super cool. Like he's super cool. Very underrated, but
Hmm.
he's cool with me. And I don't know what he ended up doing with it, but he didn't say, "Hey, you have to do that," because like I didn't do it. I
Yeah,
didn't know it was gonna. But I imagine at some like more professional like venues, like they probably would get on your ass about it or get on your team or whatever. But I don't know. It's not like I did it. I don't know what to say about that.
yeah, because I've heard that like nowadays people are doing stuff like that, like they break speakers and stuff, like they're just turning out like the performers, and they go crazy, and then it's like afterwards, like, yeah, you owe us like $800, you're not getting paid, and you owe money. I'm like, oh,
If it's something like the speakers, I understand that. Those shits are so expensive. Like I would feel so awful. Like I would feel like I should help if that happened.
mm,
But like you could fix up a wall pretty easily if you know what you're doing.
yeah, you guys got to go hardcore, but not too crazy, like,
Yeah, but that's what's fun about doing all these shows. Like even if it's like a small basement show, if you just stay consistent in that area, like they're gonna get bigger. Like sometimes they're small, but other times you're packing like 40, 50 people in a basement and you can't breathe, but everyone's going fucking nuts at once. So kind of like what happened last time.
yeah. So what made
I've
you?
never
Oh, my
a
bad.
wall before. Oh, you're good. I was saying, like, I've never seen someone get put through a wall like that before. Like, and especially like to one of my songs. It was a song I just dropped in my project, so I was like, this feels crazy. Like,
That's the type of energy
let's
you're putting out, apparently.
go.
I mean, not too bad. At least, like, hey, if you can make people feel, they say that, like, if you can make people feel something, whether it's like sad, happy, what, as long as they're like reacting to whatever you're putting out in some way, like, that feeds
Other than
energy
just,
back.
yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah.
apathy.
Thankfully, people have been enjoying like because I've been making like more like hardcore music as opposed to like trap metal. Like I've always been had like more hardcore elements, but I've just been doing actual straight up hardcore, and they seem to be fucking with both of them. I just can't tell which one they like more yet.
Hmm. So have you been getting like a band backing you, like people on the drums and like everything?
Um, I haven't yet. I do know some bands from Indiana that I do want to connect with and try to get something like that going. But usually, I mean, the last couple shows, nah. But I have like really good production though, so it's like not like it sounds like it's happening. Like the song I've been referring to like in my head that the dude got put through a wall. That was produced by Riff Grimes. I think I don't can't remember what else he used to go by a different name too, but
Hmm.
that's one of Scarlord.
Okay.
So like, I have like some really good like production, so it just doesn't sound like some bullshit.
Yeah, that was the song that we put out, right?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, because
yeah.
I remember you telling me that one of Scarlord's producers. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So how did you connect to him? Because would he be in the UK or was it somebody from America?
Yeah, I found him online, and I was sitting on that instrumental for a long time actually, like just like from YouTube, and like when I was ready to buy it for my project, I just emailed him, and ever since then we were just kind of
Yeah,
a little small. I got some more beats and shit too from him, so like there's definitely gonna be more like collabs.
yeah.
But
So
it's,
if you
hmm?
if
What
you
are you
were to
saying?
if you were to say like any, like, I'm not trying to say inspiration, but like any sort of the trap metal sound that you move more towards, is it more like you like the Skylord type beats and stuff? Is it like classic thrax? Are you kind of going in a different style with the more like the even more underground stuff? Like what would you most attach yourself onto?
It depends. Like if I'm gonna like my most recent stuff that I've done. So like I haven't really I've been moving around doing a bunch of bullshit. So I haven't really been recording too much lately. But like if I look at like my project that I just dropped, And I think that's probably the best representation of like me right now. There is like one like Zillakami type ish beat, I guess you could call it, but it's produced by Circle, who has produced for them. So there's that on there, but then I also do like do you are you familiar with like the necro trap, like new horrorcore type shit?
Yeah, I kind of get
Like
what you
that's
mean.
for like several songs, but I've also been doing that for like months. And then there's like a regular trap metal song, but so like I do it all, but I think I gravitate more towards either hardcore or like the torture core, the necro trap, that kind of shit.
More like haunting type beats, like kind of. I hate to compare it to City Morgan, but like early on SoundCloud, they did like bitch, there's a ghost in the house, like, and it's kind of more
Oh,
like
producer, by the way, I fuck with him. You just reminded me. I need to hit him up.
yeah. Those are my favorite
But
beats they ever did. Like I know everybody like talks about like it's like Thrax with the crit, and it's like I like that too to turn up, but like that more like haunting, like kind of almost like
it's parts of Thrax, but with his own flair on it. Like people just like to hate. People just like to hate. Ghost is a great producer,
yeah.
but yeah, shit. Honestly, yeah, the necro trap and it shit, but like it's more so like industrial too. Like it's not like a lot of the regular beats. Like people usually like when I drop something, people will reach out to me like ask me how I find them, which is a secret. But
Hmm.
I but they're definitely like way more industrial, more clunky, more. It's hard to describe industrial music. It's supposed to sound like machinery almost.
Yeah.
So I try to do more of that as opposed to do like the regular trap metal shit or like the like whatever else people do out there.
Mhm. And have you had any? Because you said that about how people hate on that producer because he's too similar to Thrax. Have you had any of those like clone comparisons? Like, oh, you sound too much like this person, or oh, you're stealing this guy's swag, or you're free from that.
I mean, maybe at first people like would make little comments and jokes. I was called like Zilla at one point, but it's literally because I make trap metal, and at that time I had like green hair.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, like I just and it's funny too because like I dyed my hair green. Like this was like very early on when I started, but then Zilla dyed his hair green right after.
Hmm. Yeah.
I immediately knew in my head, but I was like, I'm gonna rock it out. I love green. Green's my favorite color.
Yeah.
But I was like, I just knew exactly what people were gonna say. But it only happened like a couple of times. Now, like, I would be very surprised if someone said I sound like anyone in the scene. Like at least like voice wise, no. Most people can't like actually like scream or do anything. So it's like I don't think I would sound like anyone else just off of that.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that that will probably make a lot of artists feel better that they can eventually escape like the clone comparisons. Because even when I see people post on Scream Rap, like everybody in the comments is like, "It sounds like this. It sounds like this," and it's not just with trap metal. I think it's with like everything. It's like everybody who comes out is clones now, and it's like, well, I don't think so. I think there's just a lot more artists, so it's easier to compare to the artists that
Yeah.
are already out.
I would be really curious. Like I don't know if getting a screen rap post would be super cool. I wanna shoot for that at some point, but I wonder what they would even say. Like I wonder if people do have a comparison. Like I do wonder like what they would even say. Like yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be interesting. But yeah, not too many clone comparisons, especially not now. I think I'm pretty far removed from like the general scene.
Yeah, I've been on there once, but not like actual like you mean you want like the full on like this artist is on the come up or just like your song included in that monthly wrap up they do.
I'd take both. That'd
Yeah.
be sick. I've never been on any like of the big pages or anything like that, so that would actually be like super helpful. So, Scream App, if you see this, stop being a bitch. Answer me.
We almost just like kind of bullied him to put us on there. I just like everybody go in the comments and say you didn't post it, you didn't, and then he did it. So
That's, I could get that going, but god
yeah,
damn it, I mean, trying to hit these pages up or people up sometimes. Like I don't really do that as much anymore,
mm,
but when I was doing, I would hit them up, and sometimes I would either get like no response or like it was like an instant deny, and I'm like, you didn't even listen to my shit.
yeah.
like,
I
like
wonder
I used to be trying.
I wonder how like even worth it like. I feel like those pages do a little bit for you, like if he does put you in the playlist, but I still feel like getting streamers to react to your shit is really the most like actual probably most worthwhile way to promote your music, because then it's like if it's just a song, I mean maybe people, but if you get like a video where you're doing some crazy shit, I feel like that could get you a whole new audience, because they'll be like everybody in the
I
trap metal scene kind of sees the same stuff, but if you got like in front of, like you said, more normie audience, they might be like, what the fuck, I've never seen anything like this. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. I definitely agree. Like that would definitely be a better representation. But I think like I don't even know if like playlisting and shit like really translates into real fans. So that's why I agree with you,
Mm.
because like at the end of the day, like you're in a playlist and like you just happen to be in a spot and get played. That
Yeah.
person could just move on to someone else. Like you don't know if they're like. I mean, I guess you can technically see like how many times someone listens and whatever on like the Spotify artist app, but like for the most part, it's a very big playlist, and like you could just be getting skipped over, and it looks like a lot of plays. I think it's just for numbers, like to look good. I mean,
Yeah.
and people get paid as well. So
I found a couple people through, like, not necessarily a playlist, but if you do that like radio thing where it's like I did like Josiah Radio, and I found like that's how I discovered Mup. That's how I discovered Sad Friend, a guy named 870 Brizzy, like a couple different people. So
that's kind of the same for me too. I guess like for like some of the bands I find, but yeah, I mean, I feel like it does. Like it'll translate a little bit, but
mm.
not nearly as like if you had a streamer reacting to like a live video or just doing a regular react to like your song or something. Like, I feel like that would definitely probably help out a lot more.
Although I do feel like the one artist that's kind of like challenged my perception on shit, because I'm always like, you got to do a video. If you don't do a video, nobody's gonna be able to attack Sean. Is that I did find Killswitch through something like that, like a radio, and
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't see his face, but I heard that Yusop song. I'm like, this is crazy. And then I like listened to the album. I liked the whole album. I'd never seen it. Actually, when I seen his face, I was a little bit disappointed, because I'm like, this is gonna be some crazy dude who's gonna have his face all taped up, and then it's just like normal looking dude, and I'm like, ah, but the music enough actually got me through. But I guess that's because he's got a really big team behind him, so the production and everything. But it can still work. It's just not as common anymore.
that's true. That's true. I've been thinking about doing like some videos and then try maybe like submitting like getting a nice video would be cool, but also submitting that to a streamer too would be super nice.
Yeah,
Like that would also be another option. I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing. Honestly, I still haven't shot a video, so part of me is like, I gotta do it. It's the SoundCloud rapper thing to do. You gotta have at least one video. So
yeah. That's what I always tell people, because I know a lot of people are like, you should do a video on me, and I'm like, man, you gotta have music videos out there if you even want. Because what am I gonna put in the background? Like, I just can't talk about, like. I feel like that's when you can kind of get to the next level. Like, same with interviews and stuff, but it's like you can you'll hit a certain peak just being a name on SoundCloud. Like, people mess with the music, but like once they get to know you, it's probably like, oh, okay, like now I like this guy or I hate him, and I'm going to all his songs to be like, fuck you, man.
which
Yeah.
just boost it even more if you're real if that's what you draw them out. But no, I feel that. I've been thinking about doing it. I just feel like I haven't made the song like I really want a video for. I have a few candidates, but like I'm still like thinking about if I even would.
Hmm.
But like thinking about it still, they're probably not the ones. I just haven't made those the one. Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like it does have, because I feel like it really does have to be that one that you're just like, okay, immediately this needs a video. I know that, excuse me, happened with like Killy. He's like, I was working somewhere, I made Kilimanjaro, and I'm like, this needs visuals. I guess it's just, I don't know if it's the one you're most excited about or the one that you just think is like, I feel like you just get the feeling. That's,
yeah. I have the feeling the first song on my project actually that's one I might actually do one because I've been thinking about that one the most. But that song is just me showing love to my group though. Like that's just me talking shit and like it was just the intro, but I fuck with it. That's the one that's more like it's a good song, but it's also like a safer song. Like it's not like because I feel like I get too far into my niche and just make like some abstract heavy shit that most people they'll listen to it but they don't enjoy it like that. Like I'm too far down the rabbit hole type shit.
yeah.
So that song is more like everyone else is gonna fuck with that way more. Where someone like me would probably be like, all right, I'm going back to my regular weird shit.
Yeah, that's funny, because there is kind of a pipeline that I've thought about before when it comes to that. Like, somebody should almost make one of those icebergs. It's like you might listen to like I would say Josiah is like the cleanest one. It's like okay, normies kind of get into that, and then they're like this Zilla dude's crazy. Man, this darky guy is insane, and then you just get into like the filth of the genre.
I'm
Yeah,
like down pipeline.
yeah, that's like when the face is all distorted and its eyes are bleeding. You know what I mean? Yeah. So what made you want to move? Like, do you move state or just city?
States. Because I was in Michigan when we did the first interview. That was in Michigan,
Hmm.
but then I moved to Wisconsin. But I'm gonna say this, but hopefully this doesn't bite me in the ass. And there's gonna be videos about it and shit.
Yeah.
But I was living with my now ex, but things were going terribly. Not too terribly. I'm not gonna try and talk. Well,
Yeah.
they weren't
Okay.
going,
Hmm.
and basically, I the other morning, like at like 6 in the morning, like coming back from Chicago because I was hanging out with my Chicago friends who did a show up there, and I was like, you know what, I don't like this, and I got everything up and I moved, and now I'm with some people in Indiana.
Oh, so you didn't even like say anything? You just like got your shit and left?
I mean, I did have to say something, unfortunately,
Yeah. Okay.
but
We won't dig too much into that, but yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, bro. Like I'm chilling, but it's nice down here. It's hot as fuck though. It's
Hot.
like not it's humid every day.
Yeah. The summer's been crazy, even up here in Canada, where it's like we're supposed to have milder summers. Like every day, it's like it's either pouring rain or it's like plus 40, and it's like man, air conditioners leaking. Like I can't have the fan on when I'm doing anything. So
I mean, I feel you, dude. I'm like being from Michigan. Michigan's right next to Canada, so like I feel you on like just being used to cooler shit. But yeah, it's crazy. Like I'm damn near in Kentucky, which is like the South. I'm in Indiana, but I'm like at the very bottom of it.
yeah.
So damn near in the South, and being from the North, I can't. This shit sucks.
Yeah. So now that you're
It's,
here, it's like brand new era for your career. So you're planning. You got an upcoming project on the way. You're thinking of doing a music video. You don't know. And is there any more
next
shows on the way? Hmm?
project. I just do one for the next project because I have a couple songs. I have like a metal song that I'm working on too. That I think I might just do a video for that because now that I'm in Indiana, I got my bands. They're right over here. They're only like an hour away from me, so I might be able to do like a really dope like live-ish type video.
That'd be cool. Even if you just like, even if you took footage from your shows and just kind of spliced that together, I think that would because people be like, "Yo, this guy really brings people out." Like that would just give you a different energy. I feel like.
So that would be cool. But yeah, different era type shit. Different everything. Honestly, I'm chilling. I'm enjoying. I'm kind of like letting my project right now ride out,
Hmm.
but I'm also getting a lot of like more ideas for like this new shit. And I don't know. I'm gonna try and get like different features on it too, if I do any. I don't know how long I'm gonna make it, but I've definitely been talking to like some newer people like within the scene because I know last time we did an interview, I'm pretty sure I said like something along the lines of like I pretty much am only cool with like my group and maybe some other people here and there,
Yeah,
but like I'm more cool with people like Vythe or like Sesh Spawn,
and those
you
guys
know,
are
like
awesome. Yeah,
yeah, kinds of people. So like I've been talking with them a little bit, trying to reach out, trying to make some shit work out. So
yeah,
that'll probably, I'll probably give some people a little bit of hype. Like I don't usually work with like people outside of my group for my own shit at least, and then it's them. Like people love them. I fuck with them. They're dope. So
yeah. I don't know if you said on the interview, so like I'll cut this part out if you don't want me to say it. But you said like you don't like working with other people so much in the scene because you're like you don't know what's gonna happen with them in the future type of thing. Like you don't want to make a song with somebody you don't know.
that too. I
Yeah,
mean, and you can leave it in. It's just that's very true, but I mean, I honestly, I feel like if I just continue to like live like that, like I'm gonna continue to be on like my own island and not. I mean, it's good to be like on your own island in certain aspects, but at the same time, like I still want to be able to work with people who could like help me out
yeah,
in certain ways. I just assume that about everybody. I'm not gonna get any. Like I can get stuff done, but like it's going to be a lot harder by yourself. And I've already had to do this by myself for so long.
Yeah, and I don't even like. I kind of get it in a way because it's like, oh man, you make a song with somebody who ends up being a weirdo. It's like, yeah, you might get a little hate for a day, but it's like, I feel like it's weird with like,
Oh.
what you say?
So they can't be mad at you because someone else is a weirdo. How is that supposed to
Yeah, you
turn out
didn't
to be?
know exactly. Like, I find that very a weird mentality that people have. It's like, oh, you work with. It's like I don't think people realize how much stuff just happens over the internet. You're like, hey, want to get on this song? They get on the song. You never like really even speak to
Yeah,
them face to face.
like I'm like they act like I'm like hanging out with the people or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like you just never know. There's really no point in just kind of like assuming everyone's just gonna eventually be weird. I mean, there's a lot of weirdos in the scene, but I feel like there's also like a very good amount of like people who aren't weird, people who are cool. Like there's a lot of people who have helped me out in like more ways than like other people who I would have considered friends before have helped me, you know?
Yeah, I feel like I just went through like every shit. Like probably you went through it a long time ago when you, but like of working with all these different people, and then I was becoming like that too, where it's like I don't want to work or talk to anybody because everybody is being weird or everybody's asking for something, and then I'm just like became so negative on it. But now I'm trying to push myself out of that again and be like, it's not everybody, it's just like a small group, and it just sours the whole bunch.
Yeah, I was definitely more negative about it before, and like I have my moments where I'm like, damn, I fucking hate all of this shit. But it's at the end of the day, like, who cares? Like, that's just how people are at the end of the day. So it's like you just gotta move along. And if you don't, and like like also like you just don't have to answer anybody. Like, you don't owe anybody your time. Like, if someone keeps bothering me, trying to get me to listen to some shit or hop on some bullshit, I just don't have to answer.
Yeah. The only thing that like gets me that I feel bad about that is like people like kids will hit me up and be like, "I love your videos," and I'm like, "Oh man, I feel like an asshole if I don't answer them." You know what I mean? It's like I gotta say something at least, but yeah,
I say thank appreciate it and move their DM to general. Like
yeah,
not just set it over there.
yeah,
I mean, I've had to do that before. Like people just yap sometimes too. Like it's pretty hard sometimes.
yeah.
Where people are like trauma dumping to me because like my music is just me basically trauma dumping, but it's like that doesn't mean I want to hear you trauma dump in real life.
Yeah, yeah, that's got to be a hard. That's got to be a little bit of a hard place to be in when it comes like, because like with me, I'm just making YouTube videos and like, yeah, I guess people do attach onto it, but like with music, I'm sure it's like I've even seen it in comments where it's like I'll make a video on somebody and it's like negative and they're like, no, like I seen them at a show, I swear, like they are a good person, they got me through so much, and I'm like, bro, I don't want to rip that away from you, but it's like,
Like I like that you feel that way, but if I overheard someone say that about me, that would probably make me kind of uncomfortable or anxious.
yeah, I
'Cause
agree.
maybe that's just my personality type because I usually am kind of like that. But I would hear that and be like, "Well, why am I like I just make music? You know what I'm saying? And I'm your hero? Hell no!
Yeah,
You need better idols."
you gotta. They say that about audience. I forget what it's called. It's like I heard some YouTuber talking about it. It's like every once in a while you got to do something that kind of pisses your audience off because if not, they're gonna put you on this pedestal and like people will relate to you, right? I think they put themselves in your shoes at a certain point. You just gotta like be like, no, we're not completely the same, you know. Like I'm good. We're all gonna mess up, you know.
Yeah, I definitely do that every once in a while. That's why I don't really do like the whole like artist persona thing. Like I will literally just post like my randomest thoughts. Like I can't let these people think like I'm higher. Like I will randomly post whatever weird shit or whatever. Like
Hmm.
I gotta remind, and that's the reason why a lot of people fuck with me too. That was like I'm real. Like I'm just like you. I'm like someone's like burnout older brother. Like that's how people see me. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
you know one cousin you hang out with and smoke with. Like that's all I want people to see me as. I don't want people to put me at like some weird pedestal.
Yeah, it's like it gets man, it gets so weird though because it's like I'm the same way. It's like I never want people to like obviously people are going to interpret who I am just by like what they see online, but it's like I try to put as much of me out there so they get the actual idea. And so I'm doing what you're doing. I'm just posting random shit and I'll get like 50 DMs be like, "Do you really mean this? Is it really like that?" Like and I'm just like, "Man, what did I say?" Like at one point I said like that thing. It's like, man, I don't really like Lil Yachty. I have people writing paragraph, which it's cool, but at the same time, I'm like, oh shit, like I just say one thing, and everybody, I got like 50 people. I'm like, yeah.
Well, at least I didn't harass you about it. I was just telling you why I liked him and what you should listen to. I'm sure you got some people who are actually mad though.
I don't know if they were like, it wasn't even that they were like angry like that. It was just like this the sheer volume. I thought like one or two people would be like, yeah, I like Lil Yachty, but like I guess he strikes a chord with people. So good to get the other side of things. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no. If I were to post some people I didn't like in the scene, I'd probably get the same shit. So I definitely feel that.
Yeah. Okay, so is there anything that you want to promote or anybody you want to shout out just before we finish off?
Shit. Let me think. Let me think. Yeah. Shout out Kamikaze, my group. So we got Gojira, Jinx the Joker from Undead Genesis. Oh wait, and Drop Dead. She is also an Undead Genesis. Yeah, Undead Genesis. Knots. We got fucking Grim, Air, Sokka. Am I forgetting anyone? Damn, I'm high as fuck. I hope I didn't forget anybody. Um, shout out my group. Those are the homies for real. Shout out to the Arizona homies that have been helping me out. And then also shout out to everybody in the scene that I've been fucking with. You like, you know who you are if you see this shit, because I'm planning a big show like for when I move back to Michigan, having a big like Halloween show, and that shit's gonna be that's gonna be like the event. Like
Yeah.
you're probably gonna see some shit and have to make a video on it type shit. I'm bringing literally everyone out who like I feel like is in like a similar position as me. Like
Mm.
like people know you, but you just need that moment. I'm bringing everyone out from like Florida, Chicago, fucking Michigan, Indiana, fucking Arizona. Like everyone is gonna come together for this shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Detroit. So it's bound to be crazy because we pull out a lot of people there anyways.
That's awesome,
But
man. Looking forward to
that's,
that.
yeah, not shout out to you too for the hit me up for the interview, and yeah, I don't know. I don't got any more. People don't shout me out, so if you want to shout me out next time, I
Got
got you back.
to keep the same energy for sure. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming out for the second time, and when you move states again, we'll do a third one.
Hell
All right.
yeah.
Appreciate it. Peace out.
Peace.